We are live? Are we? Hello everyone, good evening. This is Ashank David and welcome to our channel Coders Arcade. Now, from this live stream onwards, I am going to talk about data structures and algorithms. Everything that you need to know about data structures and algorithms will be taught in this live stream. Now, everything that I will be doing in this live streams will be related to problem solving, concepts and understanding about different algorithms that you see and different data structures that are available to us to learn. I am already doing one playlist on Saturdays, but that playlist will be kept on going as usual as it is going. So on Saturdays there will be a different live stream, but on a regular basis, on regular weekdays, I will be coming live like this every day. That we have decided that we will be starting DSA from the scratch, and this is all for free. So if you want to learn about data structures and algorithms, every day live we will be coming at evening 6 o'clock and I will be teaching about DSA. So stay tuned for more and more videos, guys. And in today's video, in today's live session, the very first live session, I am going to tell you about what is DSA, what is data structures and algorithms, what is its importance, how does it work, what all things you need to start in DSA, what are the prerequisites, and how in Indian market, in Indian IT industry, DSA plays a very important role. Let's discuss about all of that. This is Ashank David. Let us tune into the world of data structures and algorithms and learn about everything in this. Now, before I start with this, I would like to request you two people to please like, share and subscribe to our channel Coders Arcade, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you won't miss any future updates. Let us start. So, I welcome everyone here and let's start. So, today we are going to talk about data structures and algorithms. What exactly is data structures and algorithms? What do you understand by this? Now, if you talk about engineering perspective, from an engineering perspective, in any engineering college, if we see, in our first year, we are taught a programming language as in a general. You talk about any type of engineering, either it is any branch like mechanical, civil or computer science. In fact, in electronics and electrical field, we see that all the different subjects are there. In there, one computer science subject is also taught in the very first year. There we learn about C programming in the beginning. In that C programming, we learn about all the concepts from C. First semester ends. Then comes second semester. In second semester, nowadays in 2024, right now, currently, any different language is taught. Because Python is one of the most popular languages these days because of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Usually Python is taught in the second sem. Based on which cycle do you have, physics cycle or chemistry cycle? For non-IT people and for non-engineering people, don't worry about what I'm saying right now. I'm going to explain you in a brief, quickly. The problem with our education system is that we are taught random languages in random semesters anytime. This is the problem right now going on, and because of this, the students which are coming out as an engineers are not that much skilled. You see, DSA is taught in third semester after your C programming, then Python, and then again they come back to C programming and DSA within. Well, DSA stands for data structures and algorithms. I want to talk about that very soon. But DSA here, in general, those people who don't know about DSA, let me just explain you DSA in 2 minutes, 1 minute. DSA stands for data structures and algorithms. and this is one of the most important subject to get a job in India right now. And if you don't learn about this properly, it's very hard to get a job because of how Indian market is going on, is doing right now. And the problem with our colleges, what students they face is that they are taught C programming first in the first semester, and then they are directly taught C programming again in the third semester with DSA concepts. Well, that becomes disastrous for a student learning a DSA. Why? Because DSA is not a language, guys. First of all, DSA is a concept. Data structures and algorithms is a concept which can be done in any of the languages that are available. But generally, as a student, they learn Python and C programming in the first year, so they get a choice. They should get a choice, either in C or Python. But generally, most of the places C is taught in DSA. That is fine. But the problem with this much gap between C programming again in first semester and the third semester makes a lot of difference. The students, they forget about C, and it becomes very difficult for us. It becomes very difficult for a student to cope up in DSA. That is the issue. So there is no issue with our colleges here. The issue is with our syllabus, and that is what I want to address first before I should start with this live session in DSA. Guys, I am going to teach you about what exactly is DSA, what is this data structures and algorithms, and everything about it. But before I would have started with this, that I wanted to just explain you something about this. So people who are watching this live stream, I just want to tell you, I just want to give a message out there that there are a lot of people who don't know where to start learning about DSA and data structures. They don't know what to do first. They know one language and they are always confused that this guy is doing a DSA in another language, this guy is doing DSA in another language. But that is not correct. We are in a dilemma right now, what to do. So what best advice that I can give to you right now is that master one language. Whatever language you have learned, either you have learned C, or you have learned C++, or you have learned Java, or you might have learned Python, or any language in fact. DSA can be done in any of the languages. I am not saying that do DSA only in C, or do DSA only in C++, or do DSA only in Java, or do DSA only in Python. I am saying that DSA can be done in any language. But what language you need to choose? Whichever language you are comfortable with and you have mastered it, you go with that language. So guys, in this live session, my prerequisite for DSA, for learning DSA, is that you should know a language first. Any language, C, C++, Java, Python, any language. Usually we talk about these 4 languages more because in any interview you go, or in any live interview that you go, or any company's interview you go, in fact, these 4 languages are given as a choice. That is C, C++, Java and Python, to solve a question on DSA in. So we are going to talk about these 4 languages in our whole live sessions. I'm going to give you the code for whatever I'm going to do here in all the 4 languages into my description. I'll pin my comment also. I'll do one thing, that I'll just comment all the programs there, and I'll pin all those comments down in the same live stream. Later on, this live stream will be saved as a recording into our DSA placement series playlist, and every video will be in a proper order so that you can come and follow our sequence. Alright guys, I hope so that this is very much clear to all of you. Next, let us talk about data structures and algorithms. Finally, we are here. Okay, data structures and algorithm. Let's talk about that. Data structures and algorithm. Okay, in short form, we also call it as DSA. Okay, DSA. Now DSA, it stands for data structures and algorithms, and what we need to do here is we need to learn how the data structures work, this part. This part, data structures and algorithms. There are two words here. Okay. What exactly is data structures? What exactly is algorithms? Let me just explain you what exactly is this. First of all, before I start with this, as I told you, any one programming language is very mandatory for all of us to learn about. Okay. Either you can do it in C, or maybe in C++, or maybe in Java, or maybe in Python. In any language you want, you can do it. Okay. The difference is that these two languages has the concept of pointers. Okay. These two, they do not have pointers. I am focusing about this word, pointers. It's a very important concept to know if you want to learn DSA. As I told you in the prerequisite, you need to master one language and come to my live session, and for that I would recommend any of the languages of your choice, but make sure that you master it. For example, if you are choosing any language between C or C++, you should master the concept of pointers there. Pointer is the key here to DSA if you are doing it in C or C++. I will be writing all my codes in C++ here, this language here, because I personally like to write the codes in C++ also, and it is particularly very easy to understand as well in C++. A lot of concepts are there which are now improved in C++ from C programming. So C is like the go-to language to do in DSA, but I am not still biased on C++. You can, if you are good at Java, you do it in Java. If you are good at Python, you do it in Python. Well, whatever program that I will be doing in DSA, I will be telling you about that program in all the 4 languages that I have listed down here. You got my point? But remember, some of the concepts are very important that you should know. Okay, like pointers and some. I'll just point out. I'll just list out some of the concepts. Number 1, pointers. Very, very important concept. I will take a separate class on this. Before we start with the proper DSA live, I will take a separate class on pointers. Then comes dynamic memory allocation, or DMA. Very important. Okay. Pointers, dynamic memory allocation, very, very important if you want to understand. These two concepts basically are the base of DSA, because every single time you will be writing a code, it's like 110% sure that you will be using a pointer or dynamic memory allocation in there, in most of the cases in DSA. So make sure that you know about these concepts. Understand the point? Alright. Apart from this, object oriented programming. Object oriented programming. Very, very important. Highly important. If you are doing object oriented programming language like C++, Java, or maybe Python, then this becomes very, very important. Okay. If you are not choosing any one of these languages, maybe you have decided to do it in C programming, then for C you need to learn about structures and unions very much. Structures and unions. Very important. Okay, so these are the prerequisite requirements that you should be knowing before I start with the DSA. What are those? Pointers, dynamic memory allocation, object oriented programming if you are doing it in C++, Java, Python, or if you are not doing that in this and if you are trying to do this in C programming, then structures and unions are highly recommended and very much important. Now, DMA is some concept which can be done differently in C and C++. So, if you are doing it in C programming, then you should know about malloc, calloc, realloc, okay, and then free. If you are doing this in C++, then you should know about new and delete. Okay, these are some of the things that you should be very much clear with. In object oriented programming, let me just tell you that if you are doing this in C++, then it becomes very easy. For example, abstraction. Abstraction is very easy to do in C++. But if you do the same thing in Java, then it becomes very much hectic and difficult. Why? Because you have partial abstraction and 100% abstraction. So, this is the difference I am telling you, that once you write a code in a different language, the logic will be the same, but the way of writing the code will change. That is why I am saying that in whatever language you are comfortable, you choose that language to start DSA with. Understood? Because I may be good at C++, you may be good at Java. In that case, you know better how to do abstraction better in Java. In those kind of programs where we are applying abstraction, you will be able to do it much more better. So, it is up to you. But if you do not know, or if you are starting from the beginning, I would recommend you to go with C++ for fast tracking purposes. Why? Because everything in C++ can be, you can finish C++ in just maybe 10 to 15 hours. 10 to 15 hours is max enough to learn about C++. Prerequisite for that is learning C programming. So, if you know C programming, then C++ is nothing. You just need to learn about object oriented there. Understood? But if you are an engineering student and if you are good at all of these things, you can choose whatever language you would like to go with in DSA. Well, I hope so that this is very much clear, right? So, these are some of the prerequisite requirements that you should be knowing about before you come attend this live session, or maybe start with DSA on your own. You want to take a screenshot, you can take the screenshot, and I will move on further. Alright. I am going to clear this. Anyways, recording will be there, so you can take a screenshot of this. Alright. Now, let us understand about what exactly is DSA, or data structures and algorithm. Data structures and algorithms. There are two words, data structure and algorithm. We are gonna discuss about all of these one by one. Okay. Today I am gonna also tell you about the roadmap of DSA. We will discuss about all of those things in today's live session. Alright? Okay. Let's continue. So, speaking of data structures and algorithms, what exactly is a data structure? You see, there are two words, data and structure. A structure which is used to store the data. It is a data structure. It is a structure which stores the data. For what purpose? For better organization of data. If you are good in DSA, you can easily organize your data. Why organizing our data? To understand this concept, you need to understand a scenario. For example, this is you sleeping on the bed. Okay, let's create one scenario. I said this is you sleeping on the bed, and I said that wake up, it's morning, get ready, you have to go with me on a party. I asked you to get up and get ready as soon as possible. But the catch is that I told that I'm going to give you a random pile of clothes. big random pile of clothes, and I asked you to now get ready from this big random pile of clothes. Now tell me how much time it will take for you to get ready from that random pile of clothes. Approximately an hour or two, or maybe it may take a lot of time, because you will manually throw some clothes up and down there and here and there, and then try to search something in there to get up your favorite item, and it may waste a lot of time for you to get ready from it. Why? Because this is an unorganized collection of data. Here the data is your clothes. I hope so that this is very much clear. Here the data is your clothes, and your clothes are in an unorganized order, a big random pile of clothes. So of course it will take a lot of time for you to get ready from it. This is our one scenario. Second scenario, I said woke up, it's morning, woke up, you want to get ready. This time I give you a nice wardrobe, an almirah or wardrobe, where all your clothes are properly organized, and now I am asking you to get ready from that organized collection. One minute, guys. Guys, there were some technical difficulties. As you can see, my camera got warmed up a lot. I don't know what's happening, but it's too hot. But anyways, let's continue over that. Sorry for the interruption. Let's get back to our live session. Alright, so we are here understanding the second scenario. So I told you woke up in the morning and I asked you to get ready. This time I gave you a wardrobe, and when I give you a wardrobe, this time what happened? You got proper collection of clothes organized into proper places. This time you got proper collection of data properly organized at one place. So now what happened this time? It will take very less time for you to get ready. I asked you to get ready, you woke up, this is my favorite item, this is my favorite jeans, this is my favorite shoes, dress, whatever, and you got ready in just minutes. So you saw that why you got ready in just very quickly? Because you got an organized collection of data. In your real life, everything that you do, you try to make it as organized as possible. You see, anywhere you see in your practice, in your real life, you try to organize your wardrobes, you try to organize your books, you try to organize your items, you try to organize your storages. Everything is organized. Why? So that our efficiency can be increased. Ultimately, our life's goal comes down to organizing everything. Same thing happens in computer science. If I tell you that in your real life, in this scenario, that wardrobe was a data structure for you, then you will understand what exactly is a data structure. Data structure is just the collection of data in a proper organized format, which allows you to organize your data as efficient as possible. I hope so that this is very much clear. Understood this? For example, let me give you some examples here. Okay, so I'm gonna just move on a little bit and I'm gonna explain you about some of the examples. Take an example of Spotify. Everyone knows about Spotify? Everyone knows about Spotify? In Spotify, you know about playlist. Everyone knows about playlist. What type of data structure it is? It's also a collection of songs, no? What type of collection it is? It's an ordered collection. So in that case, you can use a stack data structure. I hope so that this is very much clear. Then in Spotify only you have queues. You put a song into add to your queue, right? You do it. That's a queue data structure. I hope so that this is very much clear. 1 minute, guys. And stack data structure, then queue data structure. Then speaking about the other data structures, you have linked list. Linked list. For those people who don't know, I am teaching linked list in our Saturday to Saturday live sessions. So go ahead and follow me there also. Talking about linked list. Linked list is also a kind of a data structure which allows you to store data in a linked fashion where every node is linked to each other node like this, and this is what you call as linked list. A good example again in Spotify is back button, pause, play button, and then forward button. This is a linked list of songs getting played. Or maybe in your Chrome, in Google Chrome, you have this forward and back button. Back button and forward button. This is also a linked list, a kind of a doubly linked list. You understand my point, guys? Then we have trees. They look like this. What type of data structure it is? Where it is used? You can say file organization. Let me just clean this up. Let's say this is your folder in C drive. In your C drive, you go to, as soon as you open C drive, you see hundreds of folders. Folder 1, folder 2, folder 3, folder 4, like this. You opened this folder, you will see more and more folders. Right? You open one folder, you see more and more and more and more and more folders. What is this? This is a tree data structure. So in file organization, you use tree data structure. Are you getting my point? These are some of the places where all these data structures are used. Talk about Google Maps. Google Maps. Everyone knows about Google Maps. Our life is impossible without Google Maps these days. Google Maps. It is what type of data structure? Graph data structure. Very popular and our favorite data structure, graph data structure. Students say, sir, it is very tough. But it is very easy if you understand it. I will explain you what are graph data structures. I hope so that you are clear with all these things. So data structure is the way of organizing our file with the help of the structures which can store data, hence data structures. So ultimately it comes down to organizing your data in such a way that you can make use of that data as efficiently as possible and makes our life very much easier. That is data structures. What about algorithms? I say DSA. We have understood about DS, but what is A? A stands for algorithm. What is an algorithm? Okay, imagine you have a wardrobe. you organize the data. So this is a type of a wardrobe data structure. You have a wardrobe data structure, okay? But now I said everything is organized already, okay, for you. But now I said that you have to sort all the items here in ascending order, maybe in a descending order, or maybe you want to find a piece of cloth there inside that wardrobe, find it. What do? You run a algorithm on that data structure to achieve that. This is where you might have heard about this word, searching and sorting algorithms. In a nutshell, algorithms are those programs which works on these data structures to do some particular operation to achieve some kind of task onto these particular data structures that you have. Maybe you are doing searching or sorting or something random. Well, I hope so that this is very much clear. This in a nutshell is called as data structures and algorithms. In a nutshell, let's revise quickly what we have done. We are understanding data structures and algorithm. Data structure is the structure where we store the data so that we organize our files as efficient as possible. Then we have algorithms that works on these data structures to perform some specific tasks like searching or sorting or kind. You can create your own algorithm also to do a particular job. That is what they ask in companies' interviews. See, we will learn about implementing a data structure and writing all the possible algorithms that are generally asked in companies. And we are going to tell you each and everything about it. So stay tuned for all the live sessions that we are gonna continue from now on. I hope so that this is very much clear to all of you. Speaking about I hope so that you have understood about data structures and algorithms. If you have any doubts, please ask me in the comment section below. I'll try to clear your doubts as soon as possible, guys. But there are no comments right now. Let's move on. Alright, so we have understood about what is DSA. Now let us understand about the roadmap. Let me just give you the roadmap of DSA. Roadmap of DSA. Alright. Step 1. Step 1. I would suggest learn and master a programming language. This can be any. It can be C, C++, Java or Python. Okay? It can be C, C++, Java or Python. Number 2. Start and focus learning on arrays. Start from arrays. Okay. Learn different techniques and algorithms on arrays. All of your algorithms in your arrays. Okay. Then third step, do all the required algos, basic algos. Apart from just the array algos, basic algos like searching, if there are any left, searching, sorting, okay, and miscellaneous algorithms. We are going to do all of these in our live session, so stay tuned for that. Then you can start peacefully with number 1, stack. Do stack with the help of arrays. Do stack with the help of arrays. This is our first data structure. Then do queues. Okay, queues also do it in arrays. Acha, one more thing guys, before I go ahead into this, I would like to add one more point on the first point itself. Also do object oriented programming thoroughly. This is very much important. OOPS concepts are very much important. Okay, stacks in arrays, using arrays, then queues using arrays. In queues there will be two different types, normal queues and priority queues. They both are very much important, huh? Alright, we will talk about that also. 6. Start with linked list. Okay, start with linked list. In a linked list, you will be doing singly, you will be doing doubly, you will be doing circular. Okay, all of these things. 7th, go back to stacks and do linked list implementation of stack. Understood? Very important. Then 8th, go back to queues and do linked list implementation of queues. Okay. So basically, if I need to tell you about that note, see, there are many data structures that can be done in different ways. You see, for example, stack can be done using arrays and can be done using linked list. These two things are, these many implementations are generally asked in interviews. Okay. Same thing with queues, both arrays and linked list. Okay. Then you can aram se start with priority queues. Priority queues. Now priority queues can be done using array, it can be done using linked list, it can be done using trees, it can be done using heaps. The most important one is gonna be heaps. We are gonna understand about this also later on as soon as we are progressing. Okay. Then comes learning about trees. In trees, you first learn about regular normal trees, basics. Then you talk about binary trees. Then you talk about binary search trees, or BST in short. Okay. Then you go back to priority queues and finish up that trees and heaps implementation, because heaps is gonna be just next. Heaps after this. Understood? So don't forget about heaps also. Then comes the next one. Finally, when all of this is over, you come back to graphs. Start with graphs actually. Start with graphs. Graphs, you will learn about all the details of the graph. Okay, like basics, advanced. Basics means just what are graphs, what are types of graphs and all those things. Advanced means DFS, BFS, recursion, all of those things. Okay. Then do all the algos of graphs, specifically telling Dijkstra's. Then you have minimum spanning tree, or I am just gonna write it in short form, MST. Okay, MST. Okay, then you have prims. Then you have Kruskals. You have cycle detection. Cycle detection in both directed and undirected graphs. Then you have topological sorting. You have Khan's algorithm. Then you do Bellman-Ford. If you do these many algorithms, you can do any graph problem. This is your DSA roadmap. Okay, I hope so that you have understood all of these things. At last, for the cherry on top, do not forget to do greedy problems, and at last do dynamic programming. Which will be the cherry on top. I hope so that this is very much clear. These are the things that you need to do in DSA. And all of these techniques and concepts I am going to cover in our daily life sessions. So stay tuned for that. And I hope so that in today's class you have understood what is DSA, why it is so much important, what is the importance. You see, in today's Indian market in IT field, if you want to get a job, you should know about data structures and algorithms, because this is something which is generally asked most of the time in different companies. I hope so that this is very much clear to all of you. Well, I hope so that you have understood this really well. Just this much I had to tell you about for this session, for this live session. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for being with me around this live session. If you have any doubts, please ask me in the comment section. I don't see any comments right now, so that means nobody has any doubts. So I'll be carrying on with this. And so today we have talked about what exactly is DSA, what is the problem that students are facing, what is the DSA importance, what exactly are algorithms, what are the prerequisites, how you will be performing, and a roadmap of the DSA is also provided. I hope so that this is very much clear to all of you. The next live session, probably it will be on Monday though, but Monday or Saturday, it will be on Friday or Saturday maybe. I will be telling that into the social media. So do not forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and Threads, and wherever you can think of, we are there. Telegram, we have a Telegram community, guys. Please join our Telegram community. We will be posting our questions and details about that in our Telegram. Join our WhatsApp community. We are there also. Okay, a lot of places we are there. So stay tuned for our next update, while I will be teaching you about pointers, dynamic memory allocation and all the prerequisites, and will be revising small concepts which are required for you to do it in DSA. Well, I hope so that this is very much clear in this live session. That's all for this live session, guys. Thank you so much. This is Ashank David. I am gonna sign off for today. I'm gonna meet you as soon as possible in our next live session. The details of that next live session is gonna be posted very soon onto all our social media platforms. So follow us there. Stay tuned for all the updates, and those people who are interested in artificial intelligence and machine learning, I have posted a video on AI and ML just right now before this live streaming has started. So go ahead and watch that also to understand what is artificial intelligence and machine learning and all the enthusiasts in those AI and ML field. If you want to start learning about that also, I am soon starting a whole next level playlist on AI and ML also. So stay tuned for that also. Thank you so much guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Code is Zakir, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you won't miss any future updates. This is Ashank David signing off. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Take care and happy